Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. Let's talk about what might be one of the most significant moves the Packers could make this offseason. An incredible potential trade that has everyone buzzing around Lambeau Field. Rumors are swirling that Green Bay is actively working on acquiring Quentin Nelson from the Indianapolis Colts. And if this deal goes through, it could be a total game changer for the Packers' offensive line and, ultimately, their entire Super Bowl aspirations. The whispers coming from sources close to the league suggest that Green Bay is offering a first-round pick for 2026, along with a conditional second-round pick to land the Colts' star guard, Quentin Nelson. Now, this isn't just some rumor mill chatter. There's genuine momentum behind this, and the move makes a lot of sense when you look at what Nelson can bring to the Packers' table. The Colts, sitting at 4-13 and out of the playoffs, are clearly in rebuild mode. They're looking to free up cap space, especially after a tough season where their offensive line gave up a staggering 45 sacks. It's no secret that Indy is trying to reset the roster, and trading Nelson would be a major step in that direction. Nelson, a 29-year-old powerhouse at guard, is considered one of the best interior linemen in the league. He's a force in the trenches, with a dominant style that can turn the tide of a game. His PFF grade in 2025 was an impressive 87.9, ranking him as the fourth best guard in the NFL. That's elite production. Over his career, Nelson has maintained an overall PFF grade of 90.1, and he's accumulated over 500 snaps despite missing a couple of games this season due to a minor injury. When he's on the field, he's a game changer, allowing fewer sacks, just 3 in 700 pass blocking snaps, and creating running lanes that open up big gains on the ground. His run blocking grade of 89.2 in 2025 demonstrates his ability to control the line of scrimmage and pave the way for dynamic running backs. For the Packers, adding Nelson would be like striking gold. Their offensive line has been a point of concern, especially when trying to protect Jordan Love and establish a consistent ground game. Right now, the Packers are looking to elevate their offensive line to elite status, and Nelson's presence would do just that. Pairing him with other key offensive linemen like Jenkins could create a formidable wall that defenses would struggle to penetrate. Imagine the kind of pockets Jordan Love would have, an extra 1 seconds per throw, giving him more time to find open receivers and extend plays. That kind of protection would translate into a significant increase in passing yards per game, pushing the team from an average of around 360 yards to closer to 400 yards per contest. Statistically, Nelson would boost the Packers' run game by around 20%, increasing their yards per carry from 4.5 to about 5.5 yards. That's a huge boost, opening up more play-action opportunities and making the offense more unpredictable and explosive. The potential for a plus 12% increase in play-action effectiveness means defenses would have to respect the run even more, creating even more space for the receivers and tight ends to operate. And on the defensive side, an improved offensive line helps the Packers control the clock better, giving their defense a well-earned rest and reducing the amount of time opponents spend on the field. The impact on the defense could be a reduction of roughly 18 sacks allowed, which is huge considering how much pressure the team faced this past season. It's important to highlight that Nelson's addition isn't just about this season. He's a proven performer with a career PFF grade of 90.1, and his presence could elevate the team to a projected 11-6 record, making a serious push for the playoffs. The Colts, meanwhile, are in a rebuild, and trading Nelson for future assets makes perfect sense for them, especially as they aim to develop their young quarterbacks and build for the future. But for Green Bay, this move signals a clear intent to contend now, to push for another Super Bowl run, and to solidify their offensive line as one of the best in the league. Now, let's talk about the broader picture. If the Packers successfully acquire Nelson, they'll be joining a top-tier offensive line that could rank among the best in the NFL, boosting their chances not only for this season, but for years to come. This move would be reminiscent of the kind of strategic trades that have historically propelled teams to Super Bowl glory. Think of the Patriots with Mankins or the Eagles with Kels. It's about creating a solid foundation up front, which is the most critical aspect of any championship team. With Nelson anchoring the interior, the Packers' offense would become more dynamic, more reliable, and more capable of putting up big numbers consistently. Of course, none of this is guaranteed until the deal is done, but the signs are pointing in that direction. The Packers have the draft capital, the cap space, and the motivation to make a bold move. And Nelson, with his experience, strength, and leadership, would be the perfect addition to a team that's hungry for success. His ability to open up running lanes, protect the quarterback, and elevate the entire offensive line makes him a perfect fit for Green Bay's current needs. Plus, his leadership qualities and work ethic could bring a fresh energy to the locker room, inspiring younger players and setting a standard for excellence. But it's not just about the now. This move could also have long-term implications. Nelson's contract for 2026 costs around $20 million, which is a hefty price tag, but one that could be justified by the on-field impact he would have. The Packers could view this as a strategic investment, adding an elite player now while planning to retain him long-term. If the trade goes through, it might also send a message across the league that Green Bay is serious about contending, and that they're willing to make bold moves to stay competitive. Looking at the NFC North and the entire NFC landscape, this shift could be monumental. The Packers would be bolstering their offensive line, making their offense more potent, and possibly elevating themselves to a top-3 team in the conference. Their odds of winning the NFC North could improve by around 20%, and their Super Bowl odds might see a significant bump, from +3, 500 to around +1, 500, according to some betting markets. Nelson's presence could be the difference-maker that pushes Green Bay over the edge, especially in tight playoff games where a dominant offensive line can be the key to victory. Now, fans, I want to emphasize that this is a developing story. While the rumors are strong and the logic behind the trade makes a lot of sense, nothing is official yet. But if this move comes to fruition, it could be one of the most exciting and impactful trades in recent Packers history. The team's front office has shown a willingness to be aggressive, and this could be the move that finally pushes them back into serious Super Bowl contention after a few challenging seasons. So, stay tuned, because the coming weeks could be filled with some of the most exciting developments in Green Bay Packers history. The idea of pairing Jordan Love with a dominant guard like Nelson instantly makes the offense more explosive and dangerous. And for the fans, it's almost like a dream come true, seeing your team make a bold move that positions them as serious contenders and reminds everyone that the Packers are still a force to be reckoned with in the NFL. Pause here, just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Green Bay Packers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, if Green Bay pulls the trigger on this trade, the impact could be felt immediately. The offensive line would become a strength, the running game could explode, and Jordan Love would have significantly more time and confidence to operate. The defense, in turn, would benefit from a more balanced game script, less pressure, more possessions, and a better chance to shut down opponents. The synergy of this kind of upgrade is what championship teams are built on, and the Packers are smart enough to know that protecting their quarterback and establishing a dominant run game is the recipe for postseason success. But beyond just the tactical benefits, the move would send a message across the league that the Packers are serious about competing and that they're willing to make bold, strategic moves to achieve their goals. It's about building a team culture that emphasizes strength, resilience, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. Nelson's addition could serve as a rallying point for the entire roster, inspiring younger players to elevate their game and follow his example of consistency and toughness. Of course, the skeptics might point out that trading a first-round pick for a guard is a significant gamble, especially with other areas of need on the roster. But the Packers front office has a history of making savvy moves. Think of the way they've built their teams over the years, always balancing the present with the future. And in this case, the potential upside of landing Nelson might outweigh the risks, especially if it cements the offensive line for years to come and helps the team make a deep playoff run. In conclusion, this trade rumor isn't just about adding another player. It's about retooling the entire team for a shot at something bigger. With Nelson on board, the Packers could see their offensive metrics skyrocket, their defense breathe easier, and their fans dream again of a Super Bowl in Lambeau's snowy winter. It's a bold move, yes, but one that could pay off huge in the long run. So as the offseason unfolds and more details emerge, keep your eyes peeled. Because if this trade happens, it's going to be one of the most exciting stories of the NFL season, and Green Bay fans, you'll want to be part of it. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster move? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Green Bay Packers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Green Bay Packers news.